Welcome everyone, good evening. And this evening, I'm very honored to have one of an amazing creator. His name is called Jones.
Hello.
Okay, right. Okay, Jones. So congratulations, you have launched your card game. Now this is very, very cool. Because I mean like, you know, in my journey as a creator, we launch books, we launch online courses, but yours is very interesting. You gamify the process. So share with us a little bit more about who you are, what you do before we jump into the journey of how you created the card game. This is so super interesting.
Right, very good evening to everybody. So my name is Jones Liew. So I'm the creator and the founder of Emotions Run Wow. A little bit more my background. So who am I? I'm a corporate trainer. I'm more of an MNC level. So a trainer and coach that for the past 17 years already, I think. Yeah, so I've been focusing a lot on the soft skill training, leadership, and management, and the communication workshop, EQ, and so on and so forth. So basically, before COVID, I do fly around and serve the APAC role, and for various companies in different industries. So to name a few, like Unilever, there were some of my clients that I worked before. Singapore Armed Forces as well. If a Lufthansa airline, OCBC Bank, so etc. So that is over the years lah. So and then of course to answer the question that what Sean has mentioned, and what came up for me to do the emotion run is actually the EQ based card game. So emotional intelligence, right? So basically, cut the long story short, something happened to me. I think after these two years in COVID, mental health is one thing that actually have been around for a long time. In fact, for myself, it'd be more prominent, right? Because of the pandemic and the stress, and they are more focused. But the mental health, like depression, and it could be a simple lack of confidence, have been around for a long time. And that's what happened to me in 2014, right? So I actually went through depression. So thank God, because of my own mentor and coaching, my coaches, I walked myself out of it, right? Of course, of my religion as well. I'm a believer of God. And that's where I was curious, how did I walk out through all this turmoil that I was facing? So my personal story, I will leave it for another day lah.
No. I mean, if you don't mind, I'll love to hear it. Correct. I don't know whether there's another day, correct? Because like some people may need to hear it today. I mean, if you don't mind sharing. So you're saying in 2014 you hit into depression. Yeah, without sharing things that are too sensitive or you don't want to share, like how long did it last and what happened if you may touch on a few points.
Yeah. So a few points, from betrayal, from financial stress, from parents' health, everything just happened in that 8 months. So in the space of 8 months, relationship, financial, whatever you can name it, all happened to me. And I was really thinking, like, why everything? It's to the point that I don't have money, I don't have a job, friends after so many years of success, suddenly I just fall from the so-called successful life, right, or corporate life and everything. So all this happened, right? And then when your parents get ill and they don't have insurance, all this is a huge demand on the children, right? So all this nitty-gritty, and it's not like it's like a few years, then one by one happened. No, it's in between that one whole year.
So suddenly everything happened at one time. So how do you know that you had depression? Like, what made you know that you're having depression?
When I'm in it, I am not aware. Okay, I only know that for no reason I will be depressed, sad in this case.
Okay.
Right? So don't want to meet people. So my name is Jones, right? In Tiana, Jones is actually a nickname. So I'm known as an outdoor person. I'm known as a people lover and everything. So I made up. So I find myself avoiding people. I don't talk to even my family. Every time after work, I just go home and close the door. So these are some of the behavior, right, that you might see. Or notice about yourself, right? Or you notice about your family members or friend. Just be aware lah. Suddenly there's a change of personality. That's a very
change in personality.
Right.
And then the other that lasted for 8 months, you're saying?
More than that. So it's 214 to 115. Right. So around that period. Yeah. So but all these like events keep on happening. It just add on and add on and add on. So on a quick note, emotion run well, right? Or rather emotional intelligence. The word emotion is energy emotion. Right? E stands for energy. It set you into motion. So when I feel happy, I give you a hug.
Energy in motion. Okay, that's
correct. That's
emotion.
why it's called emotions. Yeah. So
is that scientific or is it your own brand? Sorry.
No. It's not my own. Everything I say is you can go and research.
Okay.
Everybody use Google, Everybody use Google, but you can check with any EQ expert. Emotion is actually energy. right? So in a nutshell, I think all this, it will just add on. The energy just brought me down. The whole emotion just brought me deeper and deeper into the turmoil. I just sinking and just become very dark. All the way to what we call in the bottom of the belly of the whale, right? So you really just imagine you've been swallowed by the whale, right? Everything is pitch dark. You can't just see any light, right? But somehow, and thank God, I got saved, and then my mentor, my surrounding peers pick me up because they notice and they start to ask, what happened. And it takes one or two of them to really force me to share everything. Because for myself, I speak for myself, I am known as a trainer and coach for the last 17 years. So for me to go through all this, I will not share with people. And I will just function normally. It's all those lonely time. The lonely time that my mind will go haywire, right? Thinking of all the negative stuff, and then thinking, it's like no point, Why? Because everything need money. Then medical bill for my parents, for my mom, not my parents, from my mom, and then my siblings, they need some help as well. And then friends are judging on my career success, what car I drive and all that. So okay lah.
So what car were you driving?
At the point of time, I don't have a car, right? So only Honda Jazz lah. Okay, I mean I sold it already.
Hey, no, just kidding. Okay. So but it was very stressful. It's like being judged everywhere. Stressful. Yeah, having to actually shoulder certain responsibility. Yeah, which it is it's like an obligation. At the same time, you also want to you also worry about your parents, lah, right? So
correct.
Your emotions ran wild.
Ran wild, totally ran wild, right? So especially I'm a PMET, so professional, at the kind, and then I needed to find more jobs. So I went back to insurance because my way beginning I was an insurance agent. So after army and all that, because it was SARS. So let's explain a little bit of my age. So SARS periods, I cannot find any job, so I went to insurance. But that's where I exposed to training and coaching, and then that kickstart my career in training and coaching for the past 17 years. So just imagine, right? I've been working 10 over years, and then suddenly I go back to sell insurance. I mean, nothing wrong with that, but the surrounding friends that I have, it's like, hey, Jones cannot make it already. Why he need to
do you think it's true, Jones? Do you think it's true, or do you think it's really true that the friends around us do say such things, or it is what we're telling ourselves? What do you think?
It's a mixture of both. Right, so I would say 70-30. 70 is myself.
Okay. Yeah.
But
and the 30 is maybe really some people do talk about you, but it's not. It's not a big part of their life, right? They just say and then like.
Correct. So to put a disclaimer, right? It's not that they don't. It's not that they look down or they don't have ill intention.
Okay.
They just out of concern. It's like, hey Sean, how come you suddenly go and do insurance? Everything okay or not?
Okay. So their intention is good. It's just that because you are in a certain self-conscious state, whatever they say, you have a feeling as if you are being judged. Correct. Something like that.
Right. Right. And then sometimes they do like, it's like, hey, come on, Jones, you are of a certain status like that. You Seah Sui no, So certain people, especially some friends, some Hokkien one or whatever, Singaporean Singlish. All these words actually have a negative connotation, and our brain, or for myself, we just absorb it, right?
And then you begin to replay it in your mind. Yeah.
Correct. To a point, there's one particular line I almost jumped. House jump out my window.
What were you thinking at that point in time? Do you remember like what happened? Like push you to like almost jump.
The straw that breaks the camel back is really to partly is also because of relationship as well, right? So got being led on. So and then have a disappointment, and then work is not going anywhere, and then no income, and then finally it's like, actually all this false hope, all this also make an impact.
Shucks.
So that false hope from that particular lady, I thought can recover the relationship lah.
Okay.
But all this while is like, couldn't But in the end it's just no lah. I just needed time. But I miss you, but I don't love you. Wow, it's like add on, boom. And after that, my ex-boss also taking, that that your career is plateau already, is over here. All these things just add on to your confidence, and you just keep on thinking that I'm useless. There's nothing I can do. Since everything, success is so important, right? And my family need money. The fastest way to get money is I got insurance. What? My mom don't have, but I have.
Yeah.
Jump law, then everybody can solve everybody problem. Yeah.
So it was like a possible solution for you to solve all these problems, like jump, get the money, solve all this. Wow, So what made you decide not to jump? Like, the internal conversation you had. I think it's important because right now, but by the way, I mean people who listen to my Facebook, you know that I'm always quite a joker lah. So but I think this topic is pretty serious because this, especially during this pandemic, the number of suicide rates actually went up. Mental health breakdown also went up a lot. So if you guys know of friends who need help, or even if you need help, right, just know that a lot of people are suffering also. So it is nothing wrong lah. I mean, frankly, I would say it's nothing wrong. There's something wrong that we need to solve, but you can solve it together. I mean, it is okay. It's okay to have all these issues, correct? Yeah. What went through your mind? Like when you decided to jump, but in the end decided not to.
Okay, so believe it or not, is actually when that particular night, right? I was literally sitting on the ledge of my window, right? And then and I was just crying. I was like, what? Why am I here? And at that time, I wasn't a believer yet. So whether you believe it or not, this is my own personal experience, right? I actually called for help, just shout out, in my, not as loudly, but in my head, it's like, no, what do you want me to do now, right? And then suddenly I heard two voices. I mean, one voices, two words. Call Wendy. Now, who's Wendy is my current mentor for the past 7 years. So literally, I sent out a SOS message to her. And then the next thing I know is I concussed already. So I actually fall back. The next thing I wake up, right? I woke up, I opened my eyes, I was on my bed. Because my bed is just next to the window, right? The window is still open. Then the handphone is still on my hand. But I sent out a SOS message. And that actually saved my life, right? But at that point in time, it's like, I think I still can remember very clearly that night, what do you want me to do now, right? What do you want me to do now? It's like, I end this, it's like, there was anger, there was depression, it's like, it's not fair. A lot of things that happened to me, I didn't ask for it.
Right.
Because if you, for those who are listening and for those who know me, I am who I am. You can check with all my friends over the years. Jones is really very positive, always go-getter, want to do something, he will always follow his heart and everything. So to share this part of the story, a lot of people will not know.
Wow, thanks for sharing the vulnerability. Is amazing.
Yeah. So because why right now? Because courage is also an emotion, and now I'm able to share is because after that I got saved. I start to reflect back. Hey, wait a minute. What worked out? So beside my faith, the next thing I know in terms of how can I use competence, because I'm a trainer and coach, right? I need to make things make sense, logic, and then into certain skill set and competency that I can teach people. And then the closest is emotional intelligence.
Okay. So it's not what we because when we talk about EQ, it is commonly perceived as how you manage people, like Chinese maybe 人际关系 and all that. Now what we're talking about is like, but I read a book called EQ 2.0 as well. It's both people management, but it starts from actually self-management. So it is very interesting. I've not heard
EQ
someone
2.0. I'm trained in EQ 2.0 .
Well, it's a very smart book, Okay, why is it very smart, guys? I mean, for those who didn't know, you cannot share that book one. You cannot share that book because inside there's a code for you to go and do a personal EQ test. So it's a very amazing book. I thought it was very good. The quadrant of the EQ 2.0. Yeah. So so you actually after that incident where you almost decided to take your life, you step out of it, you became a believer, and then after that, you decided to focus on an area which helps people manage their emotions because of what you went through.
Not immediately, right? Not immediately. So after I saved, I mentioned my mentor, and my training mentor and career mentor, Wendy, right? So I from 2015 onwards, through her mentorship and coaching. That's why coaching and mentorship really works. But you have to must find the right coach and the right mentor, lah.
Of course.
So slowly you move. I move on, and then things start to turn around for me, right? And then I start to get more affirmation, not encouragement. Affirmation and encouragement is two different things, right? There's something called
what's the difference?
There's something called toxic positivity.
Please enlighten us.
Explain. Let me enlighten you.
Toxic,
so it's like
toxic positivity.
Correct.
Okay,
so
this is very
again,
cool.
Whatever I say here, you guys, listener, you can go and research. Everything there is information on that. Read out on it. So, and again, disclaimer, everybody have a good intention. It's just that they do not know the impact, right? So I said, Sean, let's say you are doing I mean, for you have a very strong mental strength, right? I think personally, I know you, and from your one punch and all that.
I do hope to think so.
Yeah. But there are moments when you are really down, right? And you say, come on, man, Sean, you can do it. Set higher goal. Right? But for people who do that, you set higher goal, but if your state of mind and emotional state is not okay to handle it, it will backfire, because the higher the expectation, the greater the fall if you never achieve it. Follow so far? So the higher, okay? So if you have small wins, it's okay. You build on. Then that is you can affirm the small wins to get your bigger win. But a lot of people set bigger goal, they fall again. Then the brain register, right? Because I'm also trained in NLP and all that. The brain will register. Yeah, I feel again. Never mind, set another big goal, right? Jones, you can do it. Sean, you can do it one. Then I go all out. Pam! Fail again. Guess what? Our brain, right? Our brain our brain register again.
Yeah.
I'm a failure.
Okay.
But on the surface, we are all encouraging each other.
That's right.
So you can do it, you are a good man. Last time you can do it one.
Right.
Now you can do it also. You can do it last time. I mean, on words, nothing wrong with that. But the state of the mind of that particular person, in my case, I wasn't ready for this kind of approach.
You wasn't ready for this kind of approach. Okay.
Yeah, those hardcore go for goals and everything. So it is
those hardcore positivity. It can become toxic when you don't address the person's state of readiness. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. Yes. And not only the state of readiness, both mentally and emotionally.
Wow. So what should be the okay? So that one you're talking about affirmation versus encouragement, right? So encouragement can lead to toxic positivity. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So yes. In some way, right? So let me give you a more distinction. When it comes to affirmation, we also want to affirm with evidence.
Wow.
So there's something that you did. The person, right? In this case, myself, I can see it. It's quite true. Yeah, I really did this. Wow, I did this video for people. 10 people like. For example, a simple thing. Or I completed task before schedule, before the deadline. Well done. So all this, rather than the encouragement, hey, you can do it one. Very vague. You look handsome. You look good today. Today will be a good day for you. Yeah, right. When I'm not ready for that kind of comment, I will be in my mind. I will go, yeah, right, thanks. Just
so you may not truly believe, or you don't feel that it's real.
Yeah, exactly.
So specific evidence is like, wow, Jones, your purple shirt really makes you look very masculine, and your whole entire headset makes you look like a cyber robot.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean with specific things
with specific with sincerity, right? So another part is emotion, right? Okay, you can say you look good in the purple shirt, and you have to mean it because humans are
sorry, I didn't really mean it. Sorry. So let me try to
No,
I'm just kidding. No, actually you look really good. Okay, I like your Mandarin collar. This one is true.
Yeah,
I really like the Mandarin collar portion. Oh,
yeah. Nice. So thank you. That now I can sense that, right? So people can sense one whether you are genuine sincerity or you just joking or just 客气话 they call it courtesy, right? So all this So again, the receiving end, without you knowing, they will just absorb, and the narrative that they pay attention to, right? Their own storyline is really up to them. So like I said, people who encourage me, they all meant well, but when I'm in that state of mind, I really register something different.
So at that point in time, there was both mix of like encouragement and affirmation, but affirmation was the one that actually brought you up.
Correct. And with evidence, very, very important.
Hey, so guys, if you're learning something this today, right? A practice for every one of us. I think let's not just listen. I think this is really very good information. Don't you agree? If you agree, help us click the share button or the like button. And after this entire conversation, please write down something to say that you're going to affirm someone with specific evidence. I think it's very important, right? Go and validate somebody and be specific. Like example, I really want to thank you for like doing certain things for me today, and I want to thank you for always being here for certain things. Must be very specific. Not like, hey, thanks. Wow, it's nice to have you around. I mean, all these are very, I would say, sometimes they call it motherhood statement. Sometimes you really mean it. But with specific, correct. With specific evidence, people feel that, wow, it's real, is it? So I'm learning something today. I got 3 kids. After this, I'm going to say something to each of them, very specific. With
and I give you the reason why that is important, because when you become specific, the receiver, right, or be your kids or your friends, they know what they did well. And that's the behavior we want to capture. So a lot of people thought that emotion, intelligence, just emotion, be aware, don't be so angry. No, it's actually all linked to your thoughts, your action. It's all linked. right? Even your body and all that is somatic lah. That's another word you can't link it. So
a lot of big words today. Somatic.
Yeah, a lot of big words. So yes, I agree. Please share because I seldom do this kind of public sharing. Like I say, I'm an MNC corporate trainer. All my training is closed door one. All right. So I work with senior leaders and all that and managers. I seldom do public. I seldom do public runs. But I think slowly, I think because again I received a message from my heavenly Father is I need to. Hey, I ask you to create a card game. It's not for your own glory, you know. It's like for you to let people know more about emotion and how can you use emotion to really spice up your life, create the joy that you are always looking for, the joy of living, right? Because the greatest is joy, right? The fruits of our Heavenly Father is joy. But how, right? The question is, how can we achieve that? So if I ask you what truly makes you happy, I can tell you in my training, right? I ask this question. Most of them as I go, what really make me happy?
Let's pause here. Let's ask the audiences. Like what make you happy? I think we are getting like literally a training right here on the spot. I think thanks a lot to Jones as well. So what do you think makes you happy? So yes, what makes you happy? And what do most people say? Okay, let me think. What makes me happy? I think what makes me happy is like spending time with my family and exercising. Yeah.
Okay.
And reading books, studying God's word.
Okay. Yeah. So for you have a certain awareness, right? So the self-awareness, which is step 1 of EQ, right? You need to be self-aware. But there are people who really lost. You know, I said, okay, don't tell me you like to eat ice cream. Okay, I mean, fair enough. That makes you happy. But what truly makes you happy in life? That every day you will wake up. I don't know for them. Maybe it is that. Of course, due to respect, I will accept. But most people, they are lost.
But eating is actually quite dangerous, right? Because what I heard, I mean, I've been reading out a bit here and there. Because eating actually change your physiology, meaning to say your physical state, and they cause a spike in happiness, which is very temporal. So, example, sugar spike, or maybe when you eat, you feel full, then your body's posture actually change, and you feel happy for that moment. But after that, you put on weight, then it doesn't last, right?
It's true, right? So and when it comes to EQ itself, you know, the emotional words, there are plenty. In my card game, there are 66 emotional words.
Oh, okay.
In my data bank, it's 100 over. Almost, there's a lot of emotional words. So for example, joy and happiness is 2 different things also, but they belong to the same family. Okay, so you might feel happy, as you mentioned, temporal, right? And something emotion versus feeling versus mood is 3 different things again. Right
now, this particular card game, so beer
yes, it's very funny.
Must have beer, is it?
Don't have to. If you play with children. If you play with your children, you can drink beer. They can drink Coke lah. Yeah.
Root beer, right?
Root beer.
Oh, this cool. Actually, I love all these card games. I don't know about you guys, but I do have a lot of card games at home where we even like have conversations and things like that. I think it's very useful because sometimes when it's a book or a worksheet, sometimes maybe a bit intimidating, right? But when it's card game, people feel like they are playing, and that's where they are a bit more open. I feel so lah.
Yeah. So I give you a classic scenario from my card game lah, right? So basically my card game Emotion Round is a storytelling EQ based card game, and it's based on scenario. So for our emotions, right? We don't wake up with emotions one, by the way, right? So that split second when you open your eyes, I wake up already, right? Or when you wake up,
I thought got the emotion of sian. You know, when the alarm
sound,
sound
neutral first. Yeah. Okay. So the alarm bell is the trigger. Okay, the alarm bell trigger you sian because of what? Let's say we role play. You feel sian because that day lah, but that particular day.
Oh, because let's say maybe got a lot of things to do lah. Got a lot of things. The whole busy day start.
Exactly. So when you wake up that moment, right? That split second is actually neutral one. It's when your thought comes in. Wow, today I wake up, alarm bell, I not enough sleep, wow, so many things to do. Immediately the thought trigger your emotion, then you feel sian. Sian is an emotion.
Sian is an emotion. Okay.
Okay, if you don't deal with the sianness, right? Okay, sianness, you know, I mean, anyway, we are using English is fine. So the boredom and all that, the rest of the day, your energy goes up, go down. If you are unaware.
Okay.
What do you think? Go down, right? Definitely will go down.
Go down. Yeah, when you feel sian, go down lah.
Yeah, exactly. But if let's say tomorrow, you know, I sleep again, I wake up, the moment when I open my eyes is actually very neutral. It's only I wake up, wow, today I'm going to meet my lover.
Okay,
then I feel differently already. Now don't have lah. Right now I'm still single. Yeah.
So sian lah. Okay, never mind, just kidding.
Yeah, so sian. Very sian.
For those singles one, this is the time now. Okay, buy the card game and meet Jones if you're a single lady. Okay.
Yeah, sure. So my point is this, right? When you wake up that moment, that's where emotional mastery can come in. Emotion mastery can come in because if you don't, you will just your emotion will lead you for the day. I wake up today, wow, I'm very happy because I'm going USS with my family, with my kids. Okay, then the day very happy.
Yes. Okay.
Right. Good, so good, it just happened like that one, no split second.
So actually it's a good strategy. The night before you plan for something, when you wake up you feel happy, right? So
exactly,
maybe,
yes.
Oh, you have some strategy. What do you do?
Yeah. So one of the key things, so one of my bonus is the 7 way to kickstart your happiness. Quick start.
Oh, okay.
One of the exercise is gratefulness. So write down things that you are grateful.
I love that.
We heard this from a lot of trainers, but it really works. When we do that, what we are doing here is again somatic, right? We are writing the good things. Our brain register. The words tell our brain become a thought. The thought will trigger the emotion, and that's how EQ works.
And it's something that you can consciously plan it. Yeah,
exactly. So what I'm trying to say with the wake up, opening your eyes, that moment is actually neutral. It is true, because when we learn how to master our mind and our emotion, you can actually tell yourself, today I'm going to have a happy day. And then you tell your brain, how come? The brain will go, how come you want to be happy? Oh, because I'm doing this. Right? Because I have these few things I'm doing, and I can have the vision, the hope of the future of this happening.
Yep.
All things in our life.
Plan beforehand, correct? Don't leave it to like sometimes when you wake up and then your mind just run wild. Then the first thing you hear, suddenly you turn on Facebook, bad news, then your whole day is sian already, right? So let's fight it.
I have a lot of female friends. They are very sian because of Wang Leehong news, right? Because they are idols. All the image of Wang Leehong,
How come you got you got a lot of female friends but you still single? Okay.
And you're all married already, ma.
Okay. I see. So then why they sian? They already married, what? Okay, but I understand.
Yeah, but they are idol image being shattered.
For those in Singapore, our Singapore badminton player just won the World Badminton Championship. So something to celebrate about. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So
people say, but he's from Malaysia, lah. But anyway, so a lot of things to learn. I mean, I didn't expect Jones to actually be sharing so much into detail. I do hope that you guys are enjoying this, and do feel free to ask questions as well. I guess our life predominantly is run by emotions, correct? Like, correct. In the end, you can achieve a lot, but at the end of the day, you feel sucky or negative. It's not worth that. If you never achieve as much as you think society expects you to achieve, but you feel very fulfilled, you feel joyful, isn't that a much better life, correct? So it's something that I think is very worth looking into. And interestingly, I wanted to ask you back to the point, right? So what actually got you started creating this game? Because I mean, he has been a trainer, John has been teaching people about EQ, but to get inspired to create a game, how did that happen? Yeah. So
like I mentioned, so from 1-4 that things happen, and a particular night that I wanted to do something stupid, right? Which is not stupid. Like at that point of time is one of my options, right? So now on hindsight, okay, so again, it's just what I go through. It's not stupid. It's part of the process. I just correct myself, right? Sorry for that. But I need to send the right message to the public. It's not stupid. It's just part of the process. So I apologize for that. But on hindsight, I think the key thing is, as I start to being mentored and coached, and I start to research on more to EQ, right? And I realize, okay, this is really a very important thing, because if we do not control our emotion and thoughts, really control our life. That's number one. Right. Number two, right? As I do more training, and like I said, I become a believer. I was at Hillsong conference in Sydney, so before COVID time, right? So it's a Christianity conference, lah. So I actually went there and said, hey, I asked this question, hey God, you saved me from my rucks and from my turmoil. What do you want me to do now? And then again, I received just 2 words. So that's what me lah. First is call Wendy, right? Then he said, create joy. Then I was like, exactly. I was like, huh? What do you mean by create joy? So that was in 1-6. Okay, 1-6. Then I again came back to Singapore. I was like thinking, okay, I don't understand. What do you mean by create joy? So never mind. I'm a trainer. I'm a curriculum developer. I can do my own research. So I went to research what's joy. Right, and then for people who really enjoy what is joy, to know what's joy, we must know the dichotomy lah, which is suffering. So if you have suffered and you walk out through it, you will know what joy is. Only people who have experienced sadness, then you know what happiness is. Then my question come already. But how? We can read books, but how can we explain? But the experience, how can I bring them to? And that's where the experiential learning process comes in. Then,
so your experiential learning is to make them feel like suffer, then they can feel joy. So you make people suffer
in a safe environment, right? Because the emotion comes over here. Yeah. So that they can talk about.
So actually, people do experience suffering already. It's just that they don't recognize it or reflect. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. Spot on. Right?
Okay.
They don't acknowledge. They are not aware. Maybe they are aware. They pretend not to know.
Okay. They just
so that they suppress.
They go and do the toxic positivity on themselves.
Yeah.
They just push on.
Exactly. But it's still there. So I'll give you a classic example. I mean, all of us, have a relationship or some setback lah. Okay, setback in relationships. Were there a song that sometimes you listen already, then your memory flash, wow, this one my first love there. Wow, that one, it will trigger your memory. Or you go to a certain places.
What's your song?
Perfect.
I'm trying to think of that song. Huh? What? Perfect?
Ed Sheeran. Perfect. Wow. Ed Sheeran.
Okay. I don't know that song.
Yeah. Very romantic song. But the song play.
Now I listen to the song, I'll think of your face, man. So it's anchored to your face already. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like anchoring. But the key thing is this, if all the listeners are, for EQ to work, number one rule is you need to be honest with your own feelings lah. So if I ask you something, if you go to a certain restaurant, certain places, and it could be many years later, you will still have that memories and that emotion. Most people have it one. How come? Because our brain store the file of that memory.
When the emotion is very high, you're saying, correct?
Exactly. Right. So sometimes even I ask you, if you go back to your let's say your old unit.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have feeling?
Suddenly, I feel very garang. I feel very garang again. You mean old unit as in the military, right?
Correct. Yeah. Old unit in military.
Fearless. Yeah.
Exactly. How come?
Or you put on the school, or you put on the uniform, right? You put on the uniform anchors back, yeah. Right.
Exactly. So my question to you is, how come you have left the force for so many years?
Yeah, because I think back then we went through a lot, and it was like, it was so strong, the whole entire feeling.
Exactly, right? So and the good news is it's become a good part of your memory, because you told yourself, your brain, to bring it into a good part of a memory. But after so many years, you can still remember, right? That's already an evidence of how EQ is at work.
Okay.
EQ is invisible, right?
Correct. And it's really becoming self-aware first before you can self-manage, because you are not aware, you can't, very hard to manage.
Exactly. So after manage, after understanding, you can start to leverage on the power of emotion. That's one of my course. Yeah, because you see, everything that we do, we need the energy to create the result in our life.
That's right. So that actually, how did we come to that? We were talking about you creating a card game, and then towards
it's all linked.
Create
joy. Yes.
So from the process, you want to make it experiential,
Correct.
Where the card game can evoke all these feeling back, and then that's where they can recognize it.
Exactly. So in my card game, they are what I call scenario cards scenario cards over here.
Okay.
So things like, someone roll eye at me.
Oh, okay. So what are we supposed to do? Like, talk about
song on the radio, we just talk about it. So let's say if okay, so let me randomly let's choose one. Okay, this one, my favorite. Flying cockroach in the bathroom. How will you feel?
Nothing.
Yeah,
for me,
nothing. Okay, how about any listener, online or not?
But for me, lizard has something.
Okay, lizard has something.
Yeah, and I realized why. When I see lizard, I will start to ugh. And I realized it's because when I was young, right, when my mom see lizard, she will scream very loud, and then I will get a shock. Actually, frankly, I'm not super scared of the lizard. It's so small only, right? I can just crush it.
Yeah.
I will feel like a certain fear lah. So it's like I can hear someone screaming in my head.
Yeah.
Now lesser.
Not lesser.
I got a theory of negativity. But by the way, for the rest of you guys, what do y'all think about emotions? No, I got theory on negativity. This one I recently thought about it because I'm not too sure. This is my own experience, but on social media, everywhere, right? I find that there is a lot more negativity than positivity. This is what I experienced.
Yeah.
It may not be true. It may be that minority, the people who are negative are louder. It may be that. I'm trying to be as logical as possible. So I am not too sure. I want to pitch this idea to you, and then see what you, because you're the expert. So I keep thinking and sometimes when you feel, let's say, relationship problem, right, you will feel very negative, and then you want to do negative things, like you want to cry in front of the person, or sometimes say, hey, I want to end my life and things like that, right? And even though logically, if you go and come down and think that if you go and do these kind of stupid things, you'll make the person hate you even more, ma. So by right, you're not supposed to behave so negatively. But I think there's a certain natural feeling of wanting to be negative, because this is my thinking. Because when we are young, right, when we are a baby, how do we get all the attention? It's actually when we cry. You see, when you cry, you get a lot more attention. People actually come to you and then attend to you. So this taught us, again, anchoring. When we cry, when we make a mess of ourselves, when we screw up, when we fall down, when we get injured, people pay attention. And when we grow up, right, we bring that feeling back and think that it will still work when we are old. So actually it's useless already. I mean, this is my own thinking recently. I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah. So definitely, you touch a few pointers in terms of you can again go and research. You are quite on track in terms of the emotional intelligence. So I give you an example. Every emotion has its purpose, including sadness and crying. So you mentioned cry out, you get attention, which is true. Okay, because why? When you cry, the function is for you to get a reattachment to something that you have lost.
Oh, reattachment. But it's for myself or is for me to show other people?
For you. Okay, so when you cry, something come to you, right? And then you gain something that you lost. So because you lost something, okay, I don't know what's that something. Okay, so for example, let's say for children, right? I'm happy. I'm eating my ice cream, then my ice cream dropped on the floor. Right? Lost. I cried. Then immediately the parents will come. It's okay. I buy you another one.
Okay.
So
your parents do that to you lah.
in the past lah. Yeah, but just using this as an example. So crying has its own function. So anger is this. Why people become more angry and all that is to actually to protect and defend themselves.
I see. Okay. So I mean the experience in the past that it works, right? It is all past experience now.
Correct. Wow. So the key thing is this. Our brain are not aware enough, or ourself is not so aware or so in tune that our past memories does not equals to our future. So we tend to use our past memories to do the things that we are facing right now. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work.
But it's on automation already, correct? It's on automation. I mean, nobody wants to feel sad. Nobody wants to actually be angry. But automatically it triggered because in the past you were angry and it worked. So now you actually reap your brain straight away tell you, hey, be angry. And then you feel the angry without, you don't really think through, correct?
Exactly. So that's your automatic behavior. Amygdala hijack. Wow. Okay, some people want to find the word amygdala hijack. Yeah.
Amygdala hijack. Or the fear portion, correct?
Yeah.
Hey, we have solved the mystery of life already, man. So today is the day that. That being said, it's still very difficult to manage, Yeah, sorry, you're saying.
Correct, and that's why I go back to my card game. That's why I designed it that you can practice. So I saw a few some comments on back to the flying cockroach, discuss, kill the cockroach, scream, and all that.
Yeah.
Right. So all these are some
of the. Sea dog will scream nowadays. No lah. I mean, I love dogs Yeah, because now the experience different. My mom used to scream. My mom,
Yeah, spot on, right? So I'm going to use that back to the cockroach as an example. So say you say, hey, no different. You say nothing like cockroach only, ma. That is your narrative. That is your understanding your world. Okay. Yeah. But if I ask another lady, they say, wow, I scream. I scream. I will stand on my stool. I stereotyping about. That's what people do. Guys also scream.
Don't say this kind of things,
Okay, just kidding. But for someone else, it's like, hey, I feel brave. Because every time got cockroach, right, I'm the one that go into the toilet and catch the cockroach and throw it away.
Oh, so for some people, it's an opportunity to shine. Say, wow.
Exactly.
Maybe they are the one who plant the cockroach.
Now the key point is this. Okay, so I just list down 5 different examples from the same scenario.
Scenario, correct? Yeah.
The scenario is just a flying cockroach in the bathroom. But everyone have their own perspective. Which means if we can start to notice the different perspective of all the possibility, guess what? We can have a choice to react, or rather to a choice to respond to the situation. And that's what my card game is designed. And that's what my card game is designed about. The more you play, you are actually mastering what I call the pause, choose, act. When things happen to you, you take a pause. Okay, wait a minute.
Pause, choose.
Instead, I go into the automatic, which is I scream or cockroach is disgusting, right?
Yeah.
I said, wait a minute, enough of that. That is in my past already. Today, I choose to be brave, right? Which is also courage. It's also an emotion. Then my behavior will change. Okay, let's be brave. I'm going to chase and kill the cockroach.
Oh,
immediately,
okay.
that moment, you switch your mental model already.
We must really actually we can consciously program it to our mind to choose to think in certain ways, and it's really about perspective lah. So I'm seeing this portion you write, pause, choose, act. Wow.
That's right.
So this is you'll be trained to do that, and so you're no longer like suddenly. I mean, like your emotions get triggered very easily. I mean, we all have an experience, and you have emotions being triggered, right? It is part and parcel. We're all human. But how much more powerful it is, right? When we have mastery and we are able to manage it, right? So
exactly.
It's super powerful because I do remember there's one book, right, that changed a certain perspective in my life. It is actually this book called Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. I don't know. I don't know how many of you got partners or relationships, and I remember like sometimes I feel like I cannot understand women, and I feel like wow, sometimes they like flare out for no reason and stuff like that. So I remember reading the book. In fact, the first page, they talk about this husband. He went home. I mean, the writer John Gray. I think he went home, and then after that, his wife was like upset. Then he saw already. He also, wow, whole day I'm at work. I'm very tired. Come back, still need to like tolerate your nonsense. So he wanted to walk out of the door and then slam the door. Then just before he walked out, right, the wife said, "Hey, please don't leave, please don't leave." Then the wife was like tearing up and said that don't be a fair weather husband. It's like you only love me when I'm lovable. And now today I'm also having a very bad day. I have biologically I'm feeling in pain. I just need someone to actually console me and love me. Then after I read that book, right, I mean the word fair weather husband really hit into me now. It's like like sometimes I'm very, very guilty now. Sometimes I'm nice to my wife when she's nice, right? When she's not always nice, I'm not nice. Then I change the perspective. So now sometimes when my wife, I mean I don't do it all the time. I still want to confess that I'm not. I'm far from being a perfect husband. But now whenever there's some issues at home, I see it as an opportunity. So it's like, hey, wow, when there's a let's say your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, they are having a bad mood that day is the best time to show you love them. Because when they are the ugliest in terms of emotion, you go and show love, right? Wow, your brownie point, you gain at least 100 now, I think. so I mean this changed the perspective. Exactly what Jun is saying. So guys, I think that I think they are learning a lot. Or five love languages. Is it? No, five love languages is another book. Or
John Gray is five languages.
Gary Chapman. Gary Chapman is five love languages. Right. Yeah,
Gary Chapman.
So sorry, I'm a nerd. So all these books I read. Okay.
So all these are very powerful books. Yeah.
Very powerful books. And a lot of them all link back to really emotional management. So this is again, let me just flesh out the card games. So wow, you just launched this, is it? Oh wow, actually I wanted to ask you about the journey of launching a thing.
Actually I launched this in end of 17. It's just that I corporate trainer, I told you. So I do a lot of MNC training, right? I seldom push my own things. So and then when COVID came, and then one of the prayers I did, is like, it's time to, now you're ready, go out and do it.
To public. Yeah. Now it's to the public. Hey guys, so again, let me just put a link into the chat. For those who are interested, do take a look, and then it can be a perfect Christmas gift, or it can be something that you can play together with your, let's say, I mean family. How many people can play?
Yeah. So up to 8 person.
But now gathering only can have 5, right? So anyway.
Correct. So play to 5 laps. So the ultimate okay.
Yeah. Sorry, you are saying?
Ultimate number is actually 6. Yeah.
I see.
So in my card game, there are 66 different emotions and 55 scenario cards. So when you play, you tell a story. One scenario, you can have different perspective. So besides listening to all your friends' story, right? You can also start to some of them you can make it fun because why I put down beer in front, right? Because I play with my army mates. Not army mates, with my trainer friends as before. Over a bar, right? Then R-rated So because one of the things is like
R-rated.
went into the wrong toilet. Oh, by the way, my scenario card game, right? My scenario in my card game is all true story that happened in my life, and my.
Wow, so once you play the card, we know what kind of nonsense things you went through.
Your friends and everything. Yeah.
Okay.
So like
now I know that cockroach trigger a certain thing in you. Yeah, sorry, you're saying you missed the last bus?
Yeah. So one of the scenarios is miss the last bus. So again, if I use this as an example, if I ask right now to you and to all the audience listening right now, right, you have tons of different answers. How will you feel when you miss the last bus? Some people go, yay, I can go out party again, right? Maybe, I don't know. Yay, I go to my girlfriend's house and stay over.
I see.
Right? But some is like,
interesting.
Some will go, jialat, need to spend money to grab and then, midnight charge and everything. But one scenario has so many different interpretations.
So it's for us to actually go through one scenario and talk about how each of us will feel differently. Hey, this is interesting. I'm going to get one for my family also.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So play with your kids, and you can see their world as well. So I noticed in the last few years, because even though I have launched this, I have done private programs before, I mean my own program. So there's a YouTube, you can go to YouTube, you can see all my past program. I even did a EQ training in Thailand before with my card game. So it's not just a card game. I use it for training as well. So one of the bonus is also the key activity lah. Know what is your trigger. So the exercise, there's a full instruction deck you can get from the bonus. You can use my card to play the activity, right? To facilitate activity.
If my wife tell me what's her trigger, then my life will be very much better also. So,
yeah. Because the key idea is you don't feel happy just like that one. You need a certain thoughts, a certain trigger.
Okay, steady. Wow, exciting. So I mean, I thought it's quite interesting because I think it's not just interesting. It's interesting because Jones is interesting. Fundamentally, the skill set is something that you keep needing to master. A lot of us we try to master a lot of things, right? Like in school, we try to master education, academics. Then now, grow up, everybody want to master financial mastery. One thing that's very important is actually master yourself, because a lot of things doesn't work unless you work, right? So
correct.
Excellent. Well, really very inspiring. So just coming to points where people like interested in like creating their own card game. Your whole entire process of creating a card game, how long does it take? Like from the ideation, like God say
1 year.
I mean, 1 year. You took 1 year to design everything, and the design
prototype.
including the prototype and things like that.
Yeah, the writing, and the scenarios, I see. The research. Yeah.
So will you do it if you have to do it over again?
Yes, definitely yes. Yeah, definitely yes.
Will you be creating an app version? Maybe
you want to invest? I need funding for that.
Yeah, maybe you can take a look. I thought it's very interesting, especially now with mental health being a very big thing. I think a lot of people need to learn how to manage their emotions, to understand that emotion is a signal to help you, and every one of them is useful, correct? Like what I'm hearing right now.
Spot on, right? So one of my coach, Dr. Sherry Scott, American, right? So and her sister Lini. So both of them share a quote with me. Emotion is the dashboard of your life.
Oh,
yeah, repeat. Emotion is the dashboard of your life. Okay, your car, the dashboard. Yeah. Every emotion has a story behind. So when you pay attention to your emotion, it actually functions as a dashboard. It will tell you that something is going on, and that is a signal. And you used the word signal just now for you to look into what is going on.
I see. Wow. So whenever there's a emotion you're feeling, especially more so the negative ones, because when positive sometimes I don't know.
This is something I want to clarify. Yeah.
So tell me.
So in layman context, for easy understanding, we do label them as positive emotion and negative emotion.
Okay. Layman. Yeah.
Layman. But in the EQ word, emotion are just emotion. There's no such thing as negative or positive.
Desire and non-desire.
Right. Desire, maybe you can use that. I will only use that. Is it useful for you? Now, in the Chinese saying that is called 激将法，有听过吗？
激将法 make people angry purposely make people angry, is it?
Correct. Purposely make people angry. And guess what? That person, right, in the wartime, the general becomes so courageous because of the anger, and then he won the war or won the battle.
Oh, yeah. The comic also have comic. Those characters, right? They become angry, then they can open up the power.
Yeah, but in our ordinary life, we say, hey, angry no good, don't be angry. No, cannot be angry. Why?
Oh, really? Angry is good. Oh, this is something to think about.
Angry is good. If you
know how angry with my children.
If you know how to leverage, yeah, you don't be them, okay.
No lah, don't be.
So you leverage on the anger because it's energy. How can you leverage and to perform better?
Right. Oh, interesting.
Right? And then why does NBA? I'm a huge football fan. You can see behind there's a Liverpool over there, right? And then also I watch NBA as well. Why is there trash talking during the game?
That one is to make the opponent angry, right?
So if they are unaware, they trash talk to the wrong player. They cannot already. So people like Michael Jordan,
Michael Jordan,
Ryan. The more you poke at them, the better they perform.
Yeah, correct. I remember the story where they actually tried to make Jordan angry and then say he doesn't dare to do layout and stuff like that. They purposely want him to go in. Then he become more and more clear-minded, and he keep doing all the 3-point shots and kill them off. So the power of feeling the anger and then using it to actually go to the next level. Oh yeah, some people asking how much the card game. I think I just bought. Let me just see.
$38.
I bought a family pack also. So
Sing dollars. $38. Family pack is
with shipping. 38. Yeah.
I will local. I will cover shipping. Local. International, there's an international charge. Yeah.
So I think it's quite a good Christmas gift. Let's play it during Christmas and see what happens. Maybe the turkey will fly and things like that. We have more scenarios to add to the card.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So that's why I need to. this is the mission, because a lot of time people say, oh, negative emotion, don't cry, don't angry. I say, no, you need to cry, you need to be angry. It's after that, what you're going to do with it? That's the key question.
Okay. This is something very insightful. I think I learned a lot today. I mean, do you all learn a lot? If you all did, please help me thank Jones for his precious time and also sharing with us all these very insightful ideas. I think maybe I should talk to my HR manager to ask you to come for our corporate training as well, because I guess it's a continuous journey to actually learn how to manage emotions.
Yeah. So as mentioned, that almost everything, emotion is life lah. If you ask me, that's what I truly believe, right? And then for my own vision is everybody deserves the chance. Right? Every single soul on this earth deserves the chance to be wealthy and joyful. But the question is how, right? So you are the wealth expert over side, at least from the EQ side, I can contribute as well.
Yeah, and I do know people who are wealthy but not joyful lah. And I know people who are not wealthy but joyful. So I mean, we can have both. But ultimately, what is wealth without joy, right? So exactly. I really think it's something very amazing. So yeah,
one of the ways to kickstart your happiness, contribute.
Yeah.
When you see another person smile, you smile.
So sometimes when you don't focus on yourself, right? Focus on helping other people. Sometimes you forget your own worries. I mean, and your worries seems to become much smaller. And ultimately, I think Jones is someone who can't believe you are still single. No. Okay, so I mean, what is your? I mean, if people want to look for you and stuff like that, where do they find you? Is it your Facebook, your website?
Yeah, my Facebook, my website. Just drop a message at hello@emotion. runwow.com is fine, or easy one, just type jones@jonesliu.com. You can find me also.
So thanks a lot everyone for joining us, and thanks Jones for giving us a lot of incredible insight. That's where we really learned a lot today. I mean, I really learned a lot today. I mean, quite a number of things I'm reminded of, but I think there's nothing like when someone actually share his own story, his own vulnerability, and really thank God that you're here to actually share with us all this, and really praying the last minute with the 2 words: call Wendy, create joy. And looking forward to seeing what God asks you to do next, and how you can actually. I think create joy is a pretty big mission that can last you for very, very long.
I didn't understand. I didn't understand at that moment. Really, it took me a while to really understand what is creating joy, which is I'm doing it right now. I believe through our sharing with you, people are smiling with us, laughing with us. We are already creating joy already, and thank you, Sean, really to just invite me to be part of your show and this.
So thanks everyone. Hope that you guys have a wonderful week, and all right, see you guys soon.
Awesome. Bye bye.